Good morning, this is Mark Brown recording feedback video for game balancing recorded on 1/22/2019. This is for milestone 1. Hey guys, how's it going? So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a blind play test of your guys' games of the ones available to me. There's one that's got a bit of a delay going on right now. But so what the goal here is, I'm not going to be playing the games all the way through from start to finish. That's not the point of this here. I'm going to be playing the very first aspects of the game and seeing how the game it does, kind of go through the Phyllis challenge I talked about earlier. The idea being that when you guys take these games, you present them to a company saying, hey, hire me because I made this game, give me a job at your company. They're going to at first go through someone in HR, and that person in HR is really not going to know how to play games. We're going to see how well the game does, to teach them how to play your game, and what that first 5-minute experience is. It's vital that first 5-minute experience grabs someone's attention, and pulls them into the game. And that's what I'm really going to be focusing on for these games here. I'm not going to set a timer and say first 5 minutes or anything like that, but I'm going to play the game, the very first part of it. But again, I'm not going to guarantee you doing a full playthrough of this feedback. That's the thing I want to make sure everyone understands. Now then, that's not to say I will not play through your guys' games all the way and use that to determine grade values. That is what I'm going to be doing. However, the point here is, again, I want to focus on that idea of how well does your game teach someone how to play your game, how well does your game make someone actually want to continue playing your game. And that's going to be determined that first, again, 5 minutes in this case being more of an exaggeration than anything else, but that first bit of your game, that first, how that first experience your game does, how will it draw someone and how much it makes someone actually continue want to playing. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So we go through and play each of your games, talking about them as we go along, and discussing what's doing right, what is doing wrong, and again, just kind of in general giving information as we go along. So I've got all the games available to me extracted out here, back here in some Windows Explorer. So let's go ahead and grab the first one available here. Looks like Voyager. Got the happy click. And away we go. Now, one thing that came up to me the other day, and this is when I was doing playtests for the on-campus guys, is a lot of times they had situations where that starting Unity window here. Let me bring that back up here real quick here. This window right here would default to a value they weren't expecting it to default to, right? So in this case, the thing that jumped out to me is you have graphics setting to ultra. So sometimes it would be set to very low, medium, whatever. And a lot of times, if they are doing stuff like that, the game would actually perform differently than they're expecting, right? The game would not actually perform the same way when they're expecting that stuff. So make sure you guys do test it with that situation in mind when you're doing your testing. Make sure you are testing it on the proper level. And if you do find a level that say, okay, if I play it on very low, the game is broken, unplayable, don't be played. Go into your settings options, go into your build options, and make sure you turn that stuff off so it's not possible to get a version of the game that does not play. Unity changes quite a bit depending on what this graphics quality is, and that includes all it's called the physics systems, right? The physics jumps and moves and stuff along those lines. All that stuff is being done through physics will actually change based upon the graphics quality. It's really long-winded why it actually does that. It has to do with the fact that it adjusts the length of time that the fixed update occurs in, and yada yada yada. Doesn't really matter right now for what the actually going behind the scenes is, but it is possible for you guys to have a level that's perfectly beatable on settings ultra that is not beatable on low, and vice versa. So make sure you guys do determine what the value is that you actually want to be playing at, and then go through there and seeing, okay, do these other ones break the game? If they do, tear them out of there, get them so they're not able to be chosen, so you don't break your game. Like I said, this came up yesterday when I was doing a play test for the campus teams where I was just playing willy-nilly, and it's like the game won't work. It's like, well, you're playing on the wrong setting, so make sure you guys don't have that option available to you to have that wrong setting. So, Mythic Endeavor, let's see, we got credits, got level select, we got quit. Credits. Ooh. Kind of hard to read, little tiny text there, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and start the game, and again, the goal here being, let's see how well you actually teach me how to play your game. So, welcome to Mythic Endeavor. Use WAS to move around, up, down, left, and right. Hold the space bar while moving to sprint. Click X in the top right corner of this window, close it. Very good. So this maybe seem like such a very obvious thing, but again, we're talking about the idea that people in HR have no guarantee they know how to actually play the game. And so that's a useful thing. Like, say, okay, here, dumbass, here's how you get through this stuff. So, all right, here we go. So I move WAS around. And it was a sprint. Is that a sprint? Okay, so we have down here, press plus and minus, looks like. Okay, so that works. It's just very tiny. Currency is worth 1. Walk into it, add currency to your title display on the top right. You can use the currency that you collect to purchase items, open chests, and more. Oh, okay, so I would like a ding or something like that when I picked that stuff up, because I didn't realize I didn't pick it up, and then I walked away. I was like, oh, it's still there. This is a mana pickup. It'll walk into a store and manage your total health bar. Nothing will happen if you already have full mana. So you may want to look into the possibility of actually starting off with a lesser mana. So you see lesser mana is lesser health, seeing them actually build up as you go through. Another thing I'm seeing here, and this is I talked about this before in other builds, I believe, is that the audio is kind of loud in my ear right now, and like I got my speaker set at 6%, and I'm still just getting blared out here, so that's going to cause a problem. But yeah, I mean, the game is really quiet. It was really loud. Whoops, I cheated and found out about the sword. Mana. This is a mana pad, and it will slowly restore your mana. Nothing happens if you already have full mana. Alright. Oh, I'm in another world. This is a mini-map display of the... Oh, there's a mini-map. See more in its current area. You can zoom in and out. You less you zoom in. Okay, gotcha. Always says chest. Get close to them. Press E. Some just require currency in exchange for their contents. Helping will add 1 health point. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, I'm not really sure why I have to walk around the chest to get the item. That seems kind of annoying. If I walk up to it and pick it up, it's like, hey... Oh, I gotta walk all over here to get it. What type of jerk put it over there? Why am I being such a jerk putting stuff over there? Fountain does nothing. So, excuse me. Apologize for that. So you may also want to kind of guide the player a little bit better. Right now, you got this this base level that this point of the screen, you can't see it. This kind of, I guess that's supposed to be grass or wheat or something like that. It might be nice to have an actual path kind of guiding me out of the level so I can see, okay, where I need to be going. Fall below 0, yada, yada, yada. Don't give it. Try clear section again. You won't lose any collectibles when you die, so don't worry. All right. And there's someone throwing ninja stars at me. Oh no, monsters. Don't run away. I'll teach you how to defeat them. Press left click on your mouse when you're near one to slash your sword. Get a slashing enemy inside the spears and make you drop some goodies by slashing them with your sword. Okay. Good luck. So, cha. Taha. Apparently I did not get hit. What is happening there? Got the health bar. Ugh. So, I gotta be honest with you guys. I think you need to be looking at your combat a bit more. As I'm getting that stuff throwing at me and whatnot, the actual attack I'm getting here seems to be so slow when it comes to actually, interacting with someone. So, not with these guys so much, but definitely that thrower, I was not able to actually attack him and smack him with the sword, or smack him with the sword at the same time, or enough speed to do the things. So, yep, there we go. Oh, I got a boomerang. You haven't told me how to use that yet. The door is locked. Come back when I find a key. I've got the key. It's right there. Don't tell me to find a key when I got a key. We're thinking. Almost already discovered that you can use a special item by pressing the right click. I did discover that. Good job. You can select the left shift, boomerang, bow, and wind sight. These items are very advantages, but using them any of them will the same amount, so be careful not to run out. More item uses later. Okay. Oh god, these guys. Dink. Not throwing stuff at me this time. Okay. Yeah, so your combat makes me want to like slash, 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 but I can't do that when I'm actually hitting things. Also, I believe I was hitting the well back there. Like I dropped 2. Cool. I was hitting the well back there without actually realizing or actually getting feedback for that. It'd be nice to get some knowledge of what it is I'm actually hitting, right? If I'm striking something that is not supposed to be struck, like so I'm walking into and smacking on the well or something like that, it makes a dink sound. Whereas if I hit the bad guy, it makes a grunt sound, stuff along those lines. Some more feedback, let me know what it is I'm actually doing and hitting. Mana. Nope. Is it water or is it lightning? I still don't know. I have played Zelda. I know what I can do here, but you haven't told me I can do this. Yeah. So, you mentioned the fact that I can use all the cool abilities to do this stuff, but you really haven't talked about what they can do yet. Um, and at this point here, I'm kind of expected to know what's going on there. I will mana up. Mana. More mana. Yes, I know I've got the mana juice, but why would I grab the juice when I can just get free? Dink. Yes. This guy. Ow. Jerk. Stop it. Back here. I will smack you so hard. I wish I had smacked you so hard. Yep, and this is where I just kind of stand around, collect my mana juice. So this may be a bit long to kind of stand there and generate mana, right? You may want to put something else in there. I've got 10. Health juice, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to murder people and eat their hearts. So from this point, it seems like I'm not actually doing tutorialization stuff anymore. This is actually playing the game at this point. Which, doing that transition, doing the soft transition between tutorial and game, that's fine. But there are still areas that I don't know anything about, right? So you told me I've got a wind scythe and a bow, and I've got the boomerang. I've used the boomerang because that's the first one I had selected, even though I'd accidentally selected other things. And haven't really had me told me anything about the other abilities. So bow. Cool. Wind scythe. I don't... What the hell is that? But yeah, some more detail on what you can use those abilities for and how to properly use them would be nice. And stop it, bullies! No bullying. Bullying is bad. Jerks. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it there. So again, don't feel that this is the only thing I'm gonna play of your guys' game. This is not. I'm gonna continue playing the game further. But is that a mana? That's a mana pool. Why is this one so tiny? The other ones are huge. Look at that one over there. Look how big that one is. I want to be in that one, not this little one. Setting a mana puddle. That's bull. So yeah. So I'll go ahead and call this day here. But so all in all, it's looking really good. I think you guys have got a good start there. Again, the concern I do have is the fact that you kind of leave a lot of the threads hanging with the idea of the different abilities you can use and how you can use those, how you guys intend me to use those, right? So if I'd never played Zelda before, I would never think that I could use the boomerang to bring stuff to me. That's not a thing that boomerangs actually do in real life. Right, so stuff like that are things you need to look into. Make sure you guys can explain that to players how you want them to do that stuff. Now, again, the argument you make is, look, Mark, everyone's played Zelda. Everyone knows what the game is, right? But again, we're not worried about people that are gamers here. We're worried about people that are not gamers. So explain ways you can use that stuff. Showcase how you want to use the different abilities. Showcase different things you can do with them. You may want to also watch out during things, kind of the negative things. It's kind of like bad improv, right? You said no, so it was like, I walked to the gate. The gate is like, hey, you can't get through here. You got a key. It's like, but I've got a key. It's right here. Make sure you do a check on that. You don't just do a blanket. It's just, no, you can't come through here, jerk. Give them the information. Make sure it gives appropriate information. You're not lying to the player, right? Well, again, what would happen if someone that didn't really know that much about games picked up that key, walked to that door, and the door says, hey, you don't have a key yet, you need to come in there. They say, oh, obviously what I picked up was not the key, even though it looks like a key, it's not the key they want. So I got to look around here for the actual key I want and not notice, no, just walk up there and touch it again, and you're able to get through there. Stuff along those lines are things you need to be worried about as you're going through here. You don't want to be giving people false information. You don't want to be lying to your players about your game itself, and that's what you really need to be worried about and be careful of. Like I said, the combat in your guys' game right now is probably what area I think is mostly weakest right now, and that's because it's very simplistic combat. I understand that, but there are certain situations where just the lack of feedback doesn't let me know what's going on there. There was a period of time where I was whacking on a bridge or walking on that well on accident without realizing it and trying to figure out why the guy wasn't dying, right? You need to make sure you kind of give that feedback so I know what's causing the actual damage, what's causing the hits to cancel, what is actually going on there. So dinks and donks and whatnot, showing different things. Grunts for enemies being hit, dinks when you hit something that's not doing any damage, stuff along those lines. Same thing would be nice to have that information being presented for the player itself. There's a couple times where the shurikens being throwing at me and I was hitting or I was trying to block them, and I wasn't really sure if I was getting them or not. A grunt, me being knocked back or flashing red or doing something like that, let me know I'd actually been hit would be useful there. You guys got the animation in place there that I found later, but it'd also be nice to actually kind of showcase that a lot more and actually kind of give the information where you do get hit with stuff along those lines. It'd be possible or be nice to have areas where your player is forced to take damage, where at one point where you can see what the effect is there, so you understand what's going on there. Instead of having the first time you actually take damage and it's being in a combat situation where there's not really information being given to the player at that point. So this is all feedback, right? Don't say this is negative. I think all in all, the game is looking pretty decent. I do think you guys should look at your combat system, see if you guys can kind of finesse that a little bit more, make sure it kind of plays better. That's probably like the weakest part of your game right now. But the exploring and puzzle solving and whatnot, that stuff is working out great. I think that works out very well as actual gameplay itself. The only thing is, again, make sure you guys actually educate the player how to do that stuff with a little bit more detail so they know what's going on there. And I think you'll be doing good to go. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out Voyager, and it looks like Xenophon is next up on the list because I'm losing. I don't want to move my cursor 2 inches over here. Oh god, I did it already. And so we're going to launch up Xenophon Murloc, WP. And, oh, Windows Defender has blocked some features. What are you doing here? You making a virus for me? You guys trying to virus my game? And play the game. If you guys delete all my stuff, I'm going to be very upset with you. Alright, Team Murloc, GSI, Milestone 1. This is game balancing, is it not? Week 2, game balancing. Why we got Milestone 1 here? Very curious. The reason I point that out, I'm just teasing you guys about that. The fact that I actually am covering GSI online this month as well. So because of that confusion, you actually caused a little bit of panic there. It's like, oh god, I grabbed the wrong build. So make sure you guys do label your things correctly. It should be a really quick, short thing. Or don't worry about labeling them at all, right? Just Team Murloc, all good, right? I always see an option available here, so I'm going to see what's in the options. We got sound effects. We got music volume, and I can't move it left and right. How do I move it left and right? Can I think? I can select it. I can't drag it. These options don't work. Boo options. New game. Start a new game? Yes, I want a new game. New game. Alright, checkpoint. Cool. I get a little robot dude. Press J to attack. Press any other key to continue. So, right off the bat, the very first thing here, again, worry about physics here. You didn't never tell me how to actually move my character around. Now, granted, I moved it around because I've played video games before. I knew it was the thing to do, but you already got a kind of unusual control scheme right off the bat here where it said, okay, press J to attack. I'm not used to that stuff. So, these are things you need to make sure you actually cover as you're going through them. Make sure everyone knows how to play the game in general and going from there. So, yes, you need to make sure that you say, okay, WAS to walk around, stuff along those lines. Yeah, attack feedback again. Let's go back to dinks and donks here. It would be nice so I know I actually hit something properly. Ah, it's the android. And we got bugs. Set destination. That's apparently a platform. Scared from a dash attack if heroes homes and enemies when the reticle is on them. So I'm not trying to be funny about reading that stuff. I can't read very well because it's so tiny. Curse you, android. This is an apple house. Screw your cutlery and pottery. And there's a guy in that wall. Stop it. Some doors require keys open. Press any key to continue. I will. I assume that's a key. We're going to assume that's a key. Key open. And android attacks. Press L to use an item. Hey. What am I using here? What is that? Just a bouncy ball? Apparently. Hold shift and press WAS to pan the camera. Ooh, different camera perspective. Look at all that cool stuff down there. Did I fall through the floor? I think I did. K is a dash. Damn it! That was not me screwing around. I didn't do that one on purpose. Apparently there's a death volume down there, and I think... Oh, yeah, I died. Smack. Touch. Oh, oops. L. L. Gotcha. Aha! Unguard. L. Gotcha. I beat it. Hold space to use my shield. I got a shield. Haha. Shield. Press escape to pause. You can select a new item from the pause menu. Okay. Should I select new item? Do I need to select new item? What items do you have? What do they do? Why would I want to use one or the other? Is it a big box? Why is that a big box? Oh, God! Androids! You snuck up on me. Escape. Tiny thing here. That was a bomb, but I'm not really sure what it did there. It like grew big. I have built a TP on top of the hell world. Die, android. Oh god, oh god, I don't know what that is. I'm scared. Bombs. Must have blown it up without me seeing it. Good. Oh god, he's back. Die. Die. Someone's got... Oh! Oh, it was a white room. It's hard to see what's going on here. Bomb. Oh, I did... Jesus Christ. I just dashed that guy's head. Ah, I did it again. I am evil. Okay, dashing is kind of a new attack there. I've got to love it right now. Demon dash. Oh. Ah, dash back at me. I dash you. Aha. Never defeated. Aha. I shall dash my way to victory. As soon as I get out of this room. I don't think there's a way out of this room. Alright. Okay, so that's good enough. So, off the bat there, tutorialization, let's talk about what's going on there. So, you have a interesting start. You've got a lot of information there, but you're also lacking a lot of very vital information, right? You don't tell the player how to actually move the character around. You don't tell the player about the dash at all, right? I found that out by accident. You never actually covered that information in the game. You don't tell anything about how to actually use the abilities and what the abilities, the items you have can do, right? So there was like a health packet, there was a heart I was picking up there. I'm assuming that's some sort of health thing. You never talked about that at all. You never talked about the bombs. You never talked about anything else aside in the game that you just kind of like assumed I would know what's going on there. Now again, I can go through and I can read your guys' build notes and figure out what it is I need to do and to figure out how to play the game. But again, Phyllis is not going to be able to do that, right? The people at HR is not going to do that. Your game has to actually teach them how to play the game itself. So that's an area that you're actually kind of falling apart right now. Now, the good news is the game's actually playing very good. The combat's working out really well. I do feel like I was kind of dashed when I found out about dash. One, it was very vicious. The guy's head flew off. But two, it seemed like that was a bit overpowered because I was dashing into people and using that just to kill them as opposed to actually doing attacks. But those aspects of the game are working out very well. The exploration and whatnot's working very well. There's a lot of stuff going on in the game that's very obviously they're kind of inspired by the Zelda-style games. That's working out very well. But here's where the big but comes in. If a person had not played Zelda before, they're not going to know about these things, right? They don't know to go around there and bashing all the crocs and whatnot to get the stuff inside them. They don't know about things like that. So again, you need to tell the player how to do this stuff and walk them through that step by step by step so they know what's going on there. Again, The game should make you actually know how to play the game. It should teach you how to play itself, and that's really not happening right now. At one point, I was drawn to what I believe was a hub world, and I actually kind of fell off the floor, and again had nothing telling me, okay, these are the gems on the wall. I got to pick these up and get things along those lines. Yada yada yada. Get progress. None of the information was given to me at all. So it just ended up being me just kind of wandering around hoping I found the right way. We need to actually tell the player what it is they need to be doing, give them a goal, give them understanding what's going on there, and go from there. Next up, the game felt completely silenced. Yes, I had that cheerful little sound going in my ear the entire time. But the actual gameplay itself, the actual okay, here's how you need to actually dinks and donks as you go around there, stuff along those lines was completely silent. Nothing was actually happening there. So audio cues are going to be really useful to actually get into that information, that player feedback. So I know again, did I hit something? Did I miss something? Did I do a swoosh or did I actually get a strike? Stuff along those lines. Audio is going to key that stuff in very well, and it currently is not there. So those areas I think you felt really weak on. Now, where you felt strong on, the gameplay worked out very well. The combat, at first, I thought it was going to be a little bit silly, but actually worked out pretty decently, right? I felt like it's okay. I don't think it's intentional, but the enemies look like the Android icon, the Android mascot, which I thought was hilarious. But, in general, the game is playing very well in that aspect of it. Just need to make sure you teach the player actually how to do that stuff, what's going on there, how to do these things. Also, you end up having a lot of kind of weird physics issues where I threw the ball and it kind of bounced up towards the camera, or the character dash or would back that up. You go into the menu item, you exit the menu, and the character would fall down from a certain height, right? Like you're doing like a respawn or something like that going on there. Those are things you need to look into. Things you need to take care of. Things you need to make sure you don't actually be doing because they do seem really, really amateur hour when you see that stuff in general. But you have a good start here, and I think you guys have got a lot of progress that you guys can do with this game and make it really fun and do really good there. And you've got the foundation in place there to do that stuff with. But you need to make sure you teach the player how to play the game and then go through and kind of fix all those kind of niggling little bugs that are still floating around there. If you guys have any questions or issues with that stuff, please let me know. I'm happy to help you guys out with that. And finally, the last one we have available to us is Team Cataclysm. Hello, Team Cataclysm. You are here. And we have Platformer. So let's double tap that and launch the game. So here's one of the things I was talking about here. We have this on fastest. I'm very nervous because everything else is on ultra. Is that going to actually make the game play the best here, or is this a setting that just kind of happened to get selected, right? We're not really sure about that stuff and things that need to be concerned. So Cyborg Escape 21XX by Cataclysm Gaming. Click to start. Options, because I like options. Master volume's not making any noise. Music. Ooh, music is actually affecting. That's good. And sound effect, I'm not sure. So here's a common issue we run into with sound effects in general. So music makes a lot of sense because I can adjust, I can hear the music changing as I go along. You guys have actually done a good job here. A lot of times we run into music issues where people will make the music volume bar a pure linear volume, and so it doesn't work out very well. But you guys have actually got the good logarithmic effect as it adds and subtracts. So that works out very well. Sound effects, however, I have no idea what my sound effects are going to be like. So if I put it all up here, I'm going to go deaf every time I hit something. If I put it down over here, I'm not going to be able to hear it at all, right? I don't know what the volume is here because you don't give me any actual feedback as I'm changing it to let me know what's going on there as the actual values. Next up, I see this graphics here is ultra. It looks like that's the actual values that are going on in that menu I showed before. But is that actually what's going on there? Is it got a default value of ultra? Or is that thing, if it is the case that it need to be there, then why is it even there at all, right? Let's just remove that altogether. Don't need it if we don't need it. So that's kind of one thing there. So let's go ahead and play the game. Yes, I want to play the tutorial level. Thank you for the option. So right off the bat there, what you saw right there, that's always a danger you run into with those cases where you have that long loading going on there because it felt like the game actually kind of crashed at that point, right? It's like, did it freeze up? Now, granted, I play a lot of student games, so I see a lot of crashes going on there, so that maybe is a case where I'm just kind of, that's my immediate reaction is, oh, the game froze up right there. But it usually helps to have something like that when you're doing something like that, when you have a pause of more than, say, a second, put a loading screen up, even if it's just for that 1 second, right? So people know, no, it didn't crash. Something is going on here. Again, yes, I happen to be a kind of a rare case where I see a lot of student games, but at the same time, if you are a HR consultant at a company that's going through constant applications, they get a lot of applications from young developers, seeing, say, pause like that, I'm sure they see a lot of crashing games as well. So you kind of want to try to avoid that stuff there. Right off the bat here, we got feedback, or got some tutorialization, telling me to use the A and E to move the player left and right respectively. That's good. You may want to be a little bit more concerned about the fact that it's kind of text on a background, or text on the empty screen like that with no background. You may want to put a text box something around that. That may be useful. but left or right to move, left or right respectively. So move on, press space bar to jump. Alright, I am jumping. I apparently have a double jump. I do. So it looks like I need to have a double jump to make that jump. Let's see, is that truly the case? No, never mind, okay. Just a double jump is useful there. The space bar twice to double jump. Aha. Alright, cool. Look out for mines and barrels, they hurt. And barrels, they hurt and cause some status ailments. So you may want to put a comma there. Look out for mines and barrels, they hurt. Poor barrels, they're getting hurt all the time. There's a mine. Oh, I jumped into the blow-up barrel. And the power-up is collectibles to collect them. Cool. Right mouse button, use my melee attack. Wacha, wacha, wacha. So I am clicking once, and I'm getting this attack going on there. So there may be a case, is that not set up on a on mouse button down maybe, or is it just a mouse button in general? It's like it's firing off many different attacks there. Did I kill that guy, or did he walk into me? I don't know. This is like a cave. It's like something I should investigate. Alright, so we have this sci-fi background. We have a cave in the middle of the area. This is something that needs to be looked into. But apparently I can't. Oh god, I got a button. I didn't need to do that. I gotta do something to do it. So I discovered I have a cannon apparently. That's button for my range attack. Aha! Is that the Star Wars blaster sound? Rotate the scroll and let's click one click to change my range attack type. Click. Click. I was on the charging attack. Is there any indication on the screen as to what attack I have selected? I'm not seeing anything here. Oh yeah, there's right there. Charge shot and weapon blaster. So maybe not so subtle. Again, this stuff is more for aesthetic stuff. So don't really worry about that right now. But something you want to look into is maybe making that not nearly so subtle. Right, the text on the screen is kind of hard to see sometimes, or easy to ignore. I should say. Hard to see is not quite accurate. Easy to ignore. That's the open door to exit the stage. I'm exiting the stage. All right, now we got the world itself. So we have the different worlds available to us, and I think I'm just going to go in there and actually jump into. So if that was your tutorial, it did okay. It may be a case you wanted to talk about the idea of like why you'd want to use the charge shot versus why you want to use the other type of shot. So you say, okay, charge shots are good for taking down guys with heavy armor or whatnot. You could tell us by the yada yada yada. Regular shots are good for small enemies that don't have much on bubble. Kind of give a little bit more give more information as to how you want to actually play the characters, how you want us to actually play the characters, etc., etc. Press E to enter the level. Tell me how to enter the level. E to enter that level. Alright, cool. So again, I click the button. There's a long pause as I was loading. It'd be useful to have a loading screen or something like that, so I know okay that's going on, as opposed to what I just did there, where I click, it's like, hey, load. That could also cause problems where I have feedback, overloading, where it shows too much. Oh, okay, I saw the mine. That was me being a jackass. So we see stuff like that. So, die, bug. I have the laser gun of doom. You shall not defeat me. And he's throwing his health bar at me, which seems really awkward. My gun destroys everything but barrels and mines. Stop it. And again, he's like, oh yeah, well, one last thing, I shall hurl my health bar at you. And my hits does not do that either. So yeah, it may be nice to get some indicator somewhere that shows what things that my blaster will interact with and what it won't interact with. Putting a cursor over, change the color, or something like that, right? Because there's a lot of these things that are coming at me that I'm like, oh, I should be able to shoot them and kill them and whatnot. And it's like, no, you can't do that. And hello, E to interact with, jump on, W into. I'm stuck in this world of death and pain. Everyone wants to kill me. Oh God, why me? All right. So anyway, so the goal here being we want to talk more about your actual, feedback, player control, and whatnot. Tutorialization, you guys did a good job. Again, the areas that I would be concerned about would be kind of teaching the player a little bit more about how to play your game as far as like the actual mechanics of your game. You've got the covering of the baseline, walking, shooting, and whatnot. But then let's talk about, okay, why do I want to use a charge shot versus why I want to use a regular shot, right? What's going on there? Again, the idea that the charge shot is not actually doing, or the blaster is not actually interacting with certain things, right? Especially enemies, right? I got that turret shooting at me, but I can't shoot that. Why is that the case? How would I know that, right? Give that feedback to the player. Let me know why I should know that it will do damage to these guys, will do damage to those guys, stuff along those lines. Other than that, it's looking really good. And I think you guys got a really good start here. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm always happy to help you guys out. All in all, as a class, you guys have done very well this month. I think you guys have got a lot of information going on there to the player. I really like that stuff. And, again, my final sign off here. Please contact me if you have questions, comments, issues. I'm happy to help out. Like I said earlier, I will not base my grade upon just this brief playthrough. I will go through and actually play your guys' games themselves. So if you guys would like more feedback, please let me know. I'm happy to fill you guys out with that as well. Other than that, you guys take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.